Hi, Assalamualaikum to our lecturer, Madam Hatini binti Harun. Today, my friend and I would like to presenting to you about population in Malaysia. Before that, my name is Muhammad Faris Ahmad bin Muhammad Yusof. My metric number is 03DKA 19F1204.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Iman Aim bin Muhammad Sokri.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Ahmad Ashmuni Muhammad Abid. My registration number is 03DKA19F1053. We are from DKA 4B.
Okay, first, what is population? Okay, a population is defined as a group of individuals of the same species living and interbreeding within a given area. Okay, members of a population often rely on the same resources or subject to similar environmental constraints and depend on the availability of often member to persist over time. Scientists study a population by examining how individuals in that population interact with each other and how the population as a whole interact with its environment. Malaysia background and history. As a Malaysian, I can safely say that Malaysia have a very interesting background and history. Malaysia is known for its rich cultural history. The rainforest and the wildlife in Malaysia is preserved from centuries. Nowadays, Malaysia also known for its cuisine, world famous beaches, and also Malaysia is famous among the tourists because of the different shopping mall that Malaysia have, and the price of shopping is in Malaysia is quite cheap. Okay, Malaysia is known as the only country that has mixture of three different races such as Malay, Indian and Chinese. In Malaysia, there are three different religions. This is because in Malaysia, they got three different races. Mostly Malay peoples, they are Muslim. That's why Malaysia is known as Muslim country. And in other hand, India are Hindus while Chinese are mostly Buddhist. Okay, cultures in Malaysia. As mentioned earlier, Malaysia is known for its culture, and culture does play a strong foundation in everyday life of nation. Malaysia is vibrant and diverse in their own ways. Okay, Malaysian people intend to share each other's cultural richness, and it had been Malaysian main political stability and growth. Malaysian peoples are warm, accommodating, and very easygoing people. Malay culture had always been linked by the love of the land and strongly believe in Islam. Family ties, tolerance, goodwill, and good manners are among the social norm of Malaysian people. Okay, next, population growth. As you can see on the graph above, Malaysian population had grown. However, the population in Malaysia grows slowly. There are not many different in each year. Okay, chart and table of Malaysian population from 1950 to 2031. United Nations projection are also included through the year 2100. Okay, the current population of Malaysia in 2021 is 32,776,194 with a 1.7% increase from 2020. Okay, the second one is population of Malaysia in 2020 was 32,365,999 with a 1.3% increase from 2019. Okay, next, the population of Malaysia in 2019 was 31,949,777 with a 1.34% increase from 2018. Okay, asli the population of Malaysia in 2018 was 31,528 and 33 with a 1.36% increase from 2017. Okay, based on the table, the growth rate with 0% and the population is 6,109,915. While at 1985, the growth rate increased with 2.68%, with population 15,598 and 937. While in year 1986, the growth rate increased 2.85%, with population 19,60,043,031 population. Then in 2021, the growth rate increased 1.27%, with 32,776 and 194 population.
Okay, I want to continue the slide by Faris Aiman. Okay, the objective is firstly to identify the percentage of population in Malaysia, and secondly to describe the majority of the age. Okay, first I want to present the first objective, that is to identify the percentage of population in Malaysia. The demographic of Malaysia represent by multiple ethnic group that exist in the country. Malaysia's population, according to the 2010 census, in 28,334,000, including non-citizen, which make it the 42 most populated country in the world. Of this, 5.72 million live in East Malaysia and 22.5 million live in Peninsular Malaysia. The population distribution is uneven, with some 79% of its citizens concentrated in Peninsular Malaysia, which has an area of 131,598 square kilometer, constituting under 40% of the total area of Malaysia. Okay, there is a population distribution by state and territories in year 2000. It has a table of the state population and the area of the state, pop density, urban pop percent, Bumiputera percent, Chinese percent, and Indian percent. And then this is the table on the population of the state in year 2010. So, summary finding is the census year 2010 revealed that the total population of Malaysia was 28.3 million, compared with 23.3 million in year 2000 at chart 1. This gives an average annual population growth rate of 2%, 2.0% for the period. year 2000 to year 2010. The rate was lower compared to that of 2.6% during year 1991 to year 2000 at chart 2. The state with the highest growth rate for the period year 2000 to year 2010 was W. P. Putrajaya. That is 17.8%. Follow by Selangor 2.7%, Melaka 2.6%, and Sabah 2.1%. Among the state which experienced lower growth rate were Terengganu, that is 1.4%, Perak 1.4%, same with Terengganu, and wilayah pelabuhan 1.3% and Perlis 1.2%, and Perlis is the lowest. So that is two chart. First chart given is chart 1, the total population in Malaysia at year 1980, 1991, 2000 and 2010. So there is population by the chart 1 is the population by the year is improved year by year. And there is a chart 2, the average annual population growth rate Malaysia year 1980 to 1991, 1991 to 2000, and year 2000 to year 2010. So the percentage is low by year. By year 1980 to 1991, the percentage is same, while the year 2000 to 2010 is lower. So the population distribution is by state indicated that Selangor was the most populous state, that is 5.46 million, followed by Johor 3.35 million and Sabah 3.21 million. The population share of this state to the total population of Malaysia was 42.2%. The least populated states were wilayah Putrajaya, that is 22,413, and wilayah pelabuhan is the most highest, that is 86,908. So that is population distribution by state at Malaysia year 2010. So that have Malaysia have 14 states. So we start with the lowest. The lowest is Putrajaya is 0.07 million, Labuan 0.09 million, Perlis 0.25 million, Melaka 0.82 million, Negeri Sembilan 1.02 million, Terengganu 1.04 million, Pahang 1.50 million, Kelantan 1.54 million, Kuala Lumpur 1.67 million, Kedah 1.95 million, Perak 2.55 million, Sarawak 2.47 million, Sabah 3.21 million, Johor 3.33 million, and the highest is 5.46 million, that is Selangor. So by the chart and the population by state at Malaysia year 2010, the highest population is Selangor, that is 5.46 million, while the lowest of the population at Malaysia is Putrajaya, that is 0.07 million. Thank you.
So the next is a population density. Population density of Malaysia stood at 86% per square kilometer in 2010 compared with 71% in 2000. Unlike the population distribution, the population density revealed a different picture. Selangor, being the most populous state, was only ranked 5th in terms of population density with 674% per square kilometer. Among the most densely populated states were Persekutuan Kuala Lumpur. It was 6,891%. Next is Pulau Pinang, 1,490%, and Wilayah Persekutuan Putrajaya is 1,478%. So in this slide we show a map, Malaysian map, and show about a population density by state Malaysia 2010. The yellow is the light yellow is a very low about a population in Malaysia in 2010, and the dark chocolate color is the most population in Malaysia in 2010. So after that we talk about religion. Islam was the most widely professed religions in Malaysia with a proportion of 61.3%. As a multiracial nation, other religions embraced were Buddhism, it's about 19.8%, Christianity is 9.2%, and Hindus is 6.3%. Okay, the next you can see a pie about a population distribution by religion Malaysia in 2010. So we show Islam is 61.3%, Buddhism is 19.8%, Christianity is 9.2%, and Hindu is 6.3%, and the other percent is about other religion. So after that is to describe the majority of the age. The median age of the population in Malaysia is expected to reach 30.3 years in 2020, meaning that half of the population will be younger than this age and half will be older. Malaysia had an estimated population of 32.8 million in 2019, in line with a steady rise expected to continue to at least 2024. The average age of increase has increased since its low point of 16.9 years in 1965 and is projected to increase to around 40 years by 2050. So the next one is an implication of average age. Average age is a single index that summarizes the age distribution of population. In recent years, around 69% of the population in Malaysia has been aged between 15 to 64 years. This suggests that millions of Malaysians are working age and most are working. Malaysia has a relatively low unemployment rate at 3.36% as of 2018. Malaysia is considered to have one of the strongest economies in the region. Okay, so the next one is about we show you a graph about average age of the population from 1950 to 2050, median age in years. So the last one is a conclusion to conclude my research on how the population growth in migratory which had affected the culture. I must say that even though there's a negative side of the growth, however, there's also plenty of benefits, such as now that Malaysia is known all around the world, is actually creating more opportunity for us as Malaysian to go or to develop not only our country but also ourselves. Even though the effect hit more toward the city people, it does not mean that all of them already forgotten about the culture. Even so, most of them follow Western culture more than our own culture. They still care about the value of family and still respect the country that they live in. Here we can see the clear difference how Malaysia was few years ago and how Malaysia is today.